welcome Senator Hawley to the committee. We're delighted to have you representing the great state of Missouri. Excited, look forward to your continued advocacy for American energy. Welcome to the committee.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to the ranking member.
Senator Hawley, and now for your questions, but if you have any comments, we're glad to have them too.
Well, no, I just want to say it's great to be here. Thank you for having me. Mr. Turk, you're familiar with the Manhattan Project, I assume?
I am.
Are you familiar with the effects of the Manhattan Project's radioactive waste on school children in Missouri?
I'm familiar with not only school children in Missouri, but we've got projects all across our country. We've got an environmental management program, about $8 billion a year, that works on those efforts.
Great. Well, let's talk about Missouri, if we could. In the Hazelwood School District in the St. Louis area, I hope that you're aware that radioactive material has been found in Coldwater Creek, which runs right near Jana Elementary School. Are you familiar with this?
I am. I've had several conversations with our team on this.
Good. Well, you'll be aware then that radioactive material has been found within 600 feet of Jana Elementary School. Coldwater Creek has long been a site designated with radioactive waste and material. Again, it goes through the school district. There are multiple schools in the Hazelwood School District. There was private testing done in Jana Elementary itself, in the school building itself, paid for by private parties that found radioactive material in the building. On the basis of this, the Jana Elementary School is now closed. The school board took the very difficult decision of having to close that school. Those students have been sent home. They're now distance learning, which, as we've learned through COVID, is really not much learning at all. You've got working parents who now have kids at home, not able to learn, all closed down. I have asked the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to do additional testing on Jana Elementary. They have refused. The school district has asked them to do additional testing. They have refused. The school district has now written to your department asking DOE to authorize testing of Jana Elementary and every other school in the Hazelwood School District. Have you seen their letter, or they sent it to you a week ago?
So I have seen their letter. We've talked about it and eager to work with you and your staff on this.
Okay, does that mean you'll be doing the testing?
So we've had conversations, including with the Army Corps, and I don't particularly understand where the Army Corps is coming from.
Neither do I.
And so we're having conversations with them in terms of the jurisdictional nature of it. But happy to have conversations, happy to do right by citizens in Missouri and elsewhere when we deal with the Manhattan Project implications.
Well, with all due respect, I'm not particularly interested in the conversations. I'm interested in getting a result here. These parents have been waiting for years, frankly, years, to get some cleanup done. I don't think it's too much to ask that this school district, and beginning with Jana Elementary, but the entire school district, get proper cleanup done and these kids be able to go to school in a place that doesn't have radioactive waste within 600 feet of their school or maybe in the building itself. So what the school district has asked you to do is to authorize testing immediately at the Jana Elementary site and every other school building in the Hazelwood School District. They're not asking the Army Corps for that. We've already tried that. They're asking you. They're asking DOE. So my question to you is, will you authorize it?
So happy to work with you on that, Senator. I need to talk to the team and understand the particulars of what's involved there. I don't understand right now the particular intricacies of jurisdiction from the Army Corps and what our involvement is. We need to have the statutory and ability to get involved in cases along these lines. So I just need to talk to the team, but happy to work urgently on it.
What does that mean, you need to have the statutory ability? Unlock that for me.
So the way it's been described to me is the Army Corps has been the principal government agency that's been involved here, relevant here as far as these issues go. I just don't know what our involvement is from the DOE side of things. What is our particular jurisdictional hook? What is our ability to help in this particular situation? So that's what I need to go back to our team and get an answer for you.
Well, let me tell you how this sounds to the parents. How this sounds to the parents is they have for years been asking to have this site cleaned up. Then they're told that there's radioactive waste in a creek that their kids play along, right adjacent to their elementary school playground. Then they're told that another analysis has found radioactive waste in the building. Then they're told that their school will be closed and their kids are sent home. So now the parents are wondering, have the kids been exposed to radioactive material? The kids are now at home, not able to learn. And what they hear from the federal government is, and I've gotten the same runaround, oh, we're not sure, oh, we don't know. The Army Corps says, oh, I'm not sure we have authority to do any testing. You say you don't know what your statutory authorizations are. Can we get some people in a room together and figure this out so that we can get this school tested and get it reopened? And if you're sensing a certain impatience in my voice, it's because I'm very impatient impatient about
Well,
this.
I'm a parent too and can certainly appreciate and understand.
Well, let's
where-
do something about it.
Happy to get in a room, happy to do it with the Army Corps. We got the letter just a few weeks ago. We've already had several conversations about what we can do to help from the DOE side.
Well, if you got it weeks ago, I mean, why is it that you don't have anything for me today?
I need to go back to our team and see where they're at.
Okay,
The last
will you-
conversation I had was about a week and a half ago on
Oh,
that.
for heaven's sake. Well, listen, while we're sitting here talking,
Senator, if I could help you maybe on that, because I just got staff, and Sam has been here longer and seen most of this legislation, and this will not harm your time. But I was told that back when there was another senator, back maybe 20 years or more ago, transferred that authority to the Corps. We'd have
And
to.
that's what I was alluding to.
He's trying to find out. We have to do that here, and we'll do, I agree with you, it should be done. It should be in their hands. He doesn't have the authority right now. I'm understanding that it's still within the Corps' jurisdiction. That's why it's so confusing. That should never have happened.
yeah, that may be true, Senator, and I appreciate that. It's not so clear to me, actually. It looks like to me there's maybe overlapping authority, but what I'm trying to do here is light a fire.
No, I think,
And I just on behalf of the parents, who I just want them to, you know, they've gotten the runaround for literally years. I just wanted to let the record reflect that as we're sitting here chatting about this, their kids are at home not getting educated. So what I'm asking you to do is figure it out and get me an answer. And if we need to do something legislatively, we're going to do
we
it.
have to do it. He cannot do that, what you just asked him. We can, and we must, and we should do it as quickly as possible. If you put your staff with Sam Fowler, we'll have it ready for you immediately.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, but I still want an answer from you. As I'd like the school district has a letter into you. I'd like you to answer that. I want to be copied on it, and I'd like to see a response.
We're more than happy to make this a top priority, work with Sam, work with the chairman, work with your staff, Senator, and try to do whatever we can from our end to be helpful. And if there's legislation that's needed, great. Like this is what we do. This is what our environmental management program does.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator HAWLEY.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Huff, you stated in your prepared testimony the importance of appropriately locating nuclear waste disposal locations, if I got that right. And you talked with Senator Cortez Masto just a second ago at some length about this. Can you agree, can we agree that at the very least, wherever we think about locating nuclear waste, probably not a great idea to have it in proximity to school children?
School children are very important, and their safety is very important. Yes, sir.
So you're aware, I hope, that that is unfortunately exactly what happened, however, in my home state of Missouri at Jana Elementary School in the Hazelwood School District in the St. Louis area. We have nuclear material that is not only in proximity to a school, it's actually on school grounds. The school has had to be closed as a result of this. I know that this is not your portfolio at the Department of Energy, but you do work for the Department of Energy. So I just want to register once again my displeasure at the fact that the parents and teachers at this school cannot get any answers from the Department of Energy. I can't get any answers from the Department of Energy. I can't get any answers from the Army Corps. And currently, the Department of Energy and the Army Corps of Engineers are each blaming each other for this situation, which is decades in the making. And as a result, these school kids, who knows what they've been exposed to, and they can't go to school at this location. So I'm just pointing this out. Now, once again, and you can take this message back, that I'm serious about this. I've written to the president about it. I need him to get his administration into line. I don't care whose jurisdiction is what, this, that, or the other. I want this fixed for these school kids. And until we get some answers here, and frankly, some justice for these school kids, I'm going to hold every nomination the Department of Energy. And I've done this before. We've been down this road before, and I will do it as long as it takes. I want to be on the record. I want to be crystal clear about this. I will do this as long as it takes until we get some fidelity for what happened to these school kids. And just because these kids and their parents are not big-time donors doesn't mean that they can be ignored. And frankly, I'm pretty mad about it. And I'm tired of getting the runaround, and I'm even more mad that they've gotten the runaround for years. So that's just, you can take that message back and say that Senator HAWLEY was not in a good mood. Let's talk a little bit about China, if we could. Just give me a sense, Dr. Huff, how reliant, to your knowledge, are U.S. nuclear power producers on Chinese suppliers, whether that's for the reactors themselves or for components? What's your sense of this?
Yeah, so it's increasing certainly in the context of components as you think about the amount of supply chain capability that China has. Their ability to supply components for nuclear reactors is increasing over time, but it is pretty limited actually in terms of the fuel, and it's actually possible that Mr. Dominguez might be better at describing this in terms of his own company. But
Go ahead, Mr. Dominguez, weigh in on this if you would.
I think Dr. Huff said it right. It's compared to Russia, relatively minor piece of the supply puzzle. I speak principally for our company. Look, we're going to buy from everyone, and we have bought from everyone historically, certainly before this geopolitical event, just from a risk management perspective. So we've got a toe in the water in a lot of places, but China is a very small thing.
Let me come back to you, Doctor, if I could. What steps is DOE taking to move our nuclear energy supply chains out of China so that we don't have any reliance on them?
Thank you for this question. It is important to the Department of Energy that we diversify these supply chains. We've written a supply chain report, actually, on a number of different energy technologies, including advanced and small modular nuclear reactors, that expands on what the bottlenecks are and where industry can contribute to increasing the robustness of those supply chains and which particular components are going to need more, domestic and allied support. So I'd refer you to that report, which is pretty great, actually.
Let me ask you about espionage in this space. Beijing has said that it intends to double China's nuclear power capacity by 2035. We know that they have used, they being Beijing, has used economic espionage to advance all aspects of its industrial agenda over decades now and have had, sadly, quite a bit of success at using espionage to do that. Are you aware of Chinese intelligence services targeting employees or others in the U.S. nuclear industry for purposes of gathering intelligence that Beijing can then use for their own goals?
Thank you, Senator. I take classified information very seriously, and I would sort of refer you to our intelligence colleagues in a maybe more classified setting for some of this specific information, but I will say the following, that it is certainly the case that the United States has indicted one Chinese company in relation to this a couple years ago.
Great. Well, my time's expired. I've got a couple more questions for you along these lines for the record, and I'll get them to you there. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Senator. Senator Hickenlooper.